everyone, and welcome to Talk a Good Games match preview of Liverpool against West Ham United. The Liverpool side who are in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. However, the West Ham side are not. It's all about the Premier League for this one. Gonzo, kick us off as always, please, for your thoughts on our opponents.
I think they're, in terms of the style of football they play, I think they're my favourite team to watch, have been for some time. I think he calls it heavy metal football. I like it. I like that. But that's what Klopp calls it, heavy metal football. It's not the tippy tappy. What do they call the Barcelona one? Tic-tac?
Tic-tac,
yeah. This is heavy metal football, and I like a bit of heavy metal football, has to be said. They attack in not many moves. I like crosses. The fullback, the way that the delivery comes in for the fullbacks, I think it's sensational. Lots of quick players. I do like a fast player. They play exactly in the way that I think football should be played. All that boring stuff. Oh, my goodness. Xavi to Iniesta. Oh, crikey, back to Puyol at the back to Xavi, back to Iniesta. Hey! 200 passes. They scored a goal. A wonderful goal. Oh, sorry, I dozed off then. No, this is fast, incisive, really good football. And I think they do it compared to the money that Man United and Man City, the two Manchester clubs, and Chelsea spent, or in Chelsea's case, spent. They just haven't spent anywhere near as much money as those guys. So I think he's done it on a lot less money on the net spend, I think.
Continues to impress, doesn't he, Klopp? He's obviously impressed for the last few seasons, but I'll be honest with you, I've been guilty of sitting there last season when they were struggling to get into the top four. I thought, is this the end of the Liverpool team, this era of Liverpool, if you like? Because the players are getting on a little bit. Some of them are getting a little bit older. Not really. They look completely refreshed this season, actually. Like you said, they're playing good football. Even looked like they were down and out of the title race a couple of weeks ago. They're somehow back in it. They're competing in all fronts. They've got their first trophy of the season. They've got the Carabao Cup in. And when there's a lot of noise at a lot of clubs at the minute, like Manchester United, Chelsea as well, for obvious reasons, Spurs are just an absolute circus. Liverpool are just quietly going about their business. They did it in January, literally business in January, but they're just quietly going about. And it's almost underrated to some extent. There's not really much plaudits for how well they're doing and competing on all four fronts. They're taking the Champions League by storm, cruise through the group stage, winning all the games. Won the Carabao Cup. They've taken a decent lead in the first leg against Inter Milan as well. They're doing all right, Liverpool, and I think it's sort of underappreciated. They don't seem to get as much plaudits as Man City for whatever reason and stuff, and it's hard not to be impressed by the job Klopp's done and is still doing. Let's talk about the title race, though, Gonzo. I thought 2 or 3 weeks ago there was Cities, if you like, but looking at the tables, they're 6 points behind Man City, but with a game in hand. I mean, the title race is well and truly on, I guess.
Well, I often say this. I say it with regard to West Ham. Don't believe all this nonsense about don't bring anyone in January. It works for us plenty of times, and I've documented it lots of times recently too. And it works for plenty of people. I can remember it not working once, which is Newcastle United were going to win the league and they brought a Spree in and they didn't. But in the main, do bring a player in January if you think it's going to give you a lift, and he's done it this time. And I tell you what, it's really, really, really impressive signing. He looks to the manner born. He's fitted in with a team whilst offering them something different. And I look at the title race now, and it's funny, you say you wonder when it's going to fall down. I thought City had got away with it in terms of, not only got away with it, I'm going to say by it, I mean not having a striker. I thought, this is good. This is tactically very, very clever. And it has been. But now I'm looking at it thinking, I wonder if this could be the deciding factor, actually. Because, of course, it's not something you'd ever really level at City and an ability to score goals. And I think they will score plenty of goals. But I do think they now do have a game or two in them, particularly against the top teams, where they might struggle. They really might struggle to get behind it. If De Bruyne's not on it, if Foden's not on it, or, Bernardo Silva is not in the form that he was in at the start of the season, for instance, when he looked like the best player on the planet. It only takes a little bit of that. And actually that natural goal scorer to pop the ball in the back of the net is not there. Liverpool have got a chance because they've got lots of them and they seem hungry for goals. They're fighting it out. Jota and Firmino and Salah and Mane, the new fellas coming. They're hungry for goals and they can score lots and lots of goals.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it, actually? If Liverpool were to go on and win the Premier League title, I think it'd be a fair assumption that Luis Diaz has scoring more goals and creating more goals between now and the end of the season, you'd actually look back at it and suggest that it's possibly one of the most effective signings ever made in the Premier League, actually. That he's come in when they're second, 9 points behind City at the time, to go on and beat Man City, one of the best teams the Premier League's ever seen, and one of the best managers in world football ever. To overtake that, I mean, what a signing that would be with Luis Diaz. And I have to agree with you, he's taken to duck to water, really. Sometimes players need bedded in. Even Jota needed bedded in to some extent at Anfield. He didn't get into the team straight away, and even now he's still out the team on occasions and stuff. But Luis Diaz has come in, and Klopp's thrown him straight in, and it felt like they only signed him because of Tottenham's interest. Now, I don't really believe David Moyes when he said West Ham were interested in him, but certainly Tottenham, I think, were interested in him, did the negotiating, and I think that hurried Liverpool up. I think they perhaps were going to wait until the summer, and they thought, oh, bloody hell, we're going to have to go get him now, otherwise Tottenham might get him. But for whatever reason, they moved in January, and what a signing he's been so far. Just to briefly interrupt your match preview and point in the direction of the video sponsors, the OneFootball app, or I should say the fantastic and free OneFootball app. Links in the description and the pinned comments of this video. If you're watching this on your phone or your iPad or that right now, just scroll down to the comment section, very top comment by Hamish Chat. There's a link in there which takes you to the App Store and lets you download the OneFootball app. Just click it. It takes 10 seconds. Get downloaded to your phone. Once you've downloaded it, it'll say, excuse me, whom do you follow? Which competitions would you like to follow as well? So once you've selected West Ham or Liverpool or any other team, any competitions you wish to keep your eye on, such as the Premier League, in the bottom right of the app, you click profile. It loads up everything that you've previously selected. So for myself, I've got West Ham, I've got Scotland, I've got the Premier League. So if I click on West Ham, I'll bring up the aggregated news. There's a few tabs along the top, including squads. If I click on that, bring up the West Ham team, and I can click on those players individually to get a brief outlook of their statistics for the season so far. A fantastic starter pack to get the numbers behind your team. The links in the description, pinned comments, completely free. Get it download to your phone. Anyway, enough about OneFootball. Let's get back to the Liverpool West Ham match preview. Let's have some predictions from you. They're still in 3 trophies. Premier League, will they win it?
Yes.
Oh, you think they'll win the title?
Yeah.
I don't. FA Cup, do you think they'll win it?
No.
Ooh. Can I get a prediction for that? Who do you think is going to win it?
I can't say Luton anymore, can I?
No.
I don't know. I just think Klopp said something which I thought was quite good the other night, which is strange for Klopp. He said no one's won the quadruple. That's because it's a really hard thing to do, and I would agree. I think that cumulative effect of games does have. They've already picked up the trophy the other day, and it was tight. It was a tight game. It really was. So I just don't think they can clear up all 4 trophies. It's that more than anything. So no, I don't think they'll win the cup.
Speaking of it being tight and stuff, I agree with you. One thing that I found interesting was Klopp was sort of speaking about his neuroscientists at the club. You know, they linked up with a company in October, November, earlier this season, towards the start of the season. I think it's called Neuro 11, the company that they've hooked up with. And they've employed a couple of people, which focuses on mental strength at Liverpool. And Klopp's basically credited them with Liverpool being good at set pieces this season. You know, in the Premier League, they've scored 15 from set pieces, more than anyone else. In the Champions League, they scored 5 from set pieces, more than anyone else. So they're certainly reaping the rewards. And when obviously they won the penalty shootout, Klopp was quite keen to credit the neuroscientists at Liverpool for being part of the reason that they had that mental belief and mental capacity to get over the stumbling block, if you like, and stuff. So I thought it was very impressive. What are you looking at me confused for?
It's weird. It's weird. If that's the case, if he honestly believes that, then he thinks he's got an edge.
Yeah, right? He does. I think that's what he's saying.
Why on earth would you tell people about it?
Because everyone knows about it.
Do they? Well, they do now. I didn't.
What do you think? You know about it. I think what I meant was everybody in football knows about it. I'm pretty certain Pep Guardiola and his coaches know what Liverpool are doing and stuff.
But no, but they know about this neuroscience. We tried to bring a couple in January. It didn't quite work out. We're saving up all our money for the neuroscientists. Since we lost our last one a couple.
I need one to get over them. I need one to help my mental capacity with getting off the China transfer window.
Yeah.
It's all right, Gio. All will be well. Please cure me. This living rent free in my head. Anyway, no to the FA Cup. So Champions League. League. So you're going for the treble, the Champions League, the Premier League title, and then also the Carabao Cup.
Unfortunately, I'm not going for the treble. No, I have nothing. I've got a half full fridge.
You've got a
no
good neuroscientist there.
I don't absolutely. Yeah, I can't even process my own thoughts. I probably need neuroscientists more than he does, much like you suggested for yourself. But I do think Liverpool are capable of winning the treble this season. Yeah,
I'll say no to the Premier League, yes to the Champions League, and yes to the FA Cup. We need them. We need Liverpool to win it. West Ham fans, to some extent, will need either Liverpool, Man City, or Chelsea to go and win the FA Cup. So 7th then becomes a European place in the Premier League. Anyway, very quickly, give me a couple of Persian Maya from Liverpool, please.
Well, I'm not going to do the other one, and like I do, there's plenty of these superstars. What I do want to talk about is what these are not their best players. I'm going to talk about now. It's every time you think someone's finished or he's made a mistake, that they're not. So Thiago comes in, you think, oh, okay, that's it, and then he gets injured. He's not going to really acclimatise. And you watch Thiago play, and he's brilliant. Fabinho, midfielder one. Fabinho, you think, oh, and actually he's fantastic. Oxlade-Chamberlain, that's easy to remember. There's only one of those, even though he's got two names. You think, okay, well, he's on his way out a couple of seasons ago. In the African Cup of Nations, he was a real crucial, pivotal player for them. The Minamino, he scores a couple of goals the other night. He's not involved. He comes in, he does something. Then it's Harvey Elliott. He's out. He gets a knee injury. He comes in and immediately starts to play well. He's very good at it. Matip. You think Kanate comes in, Matip's finished. Oh no, he's not. I think there's some. The squad doesn't really get spoken about how he manages to keep that squad motivated and then reintegrate players who it looks like they're finished, get a performance out of them for a couple of months or a month or so, and then move them. They go back into the reserves again. I think is very, very impressive. No point in me talking about Van Dijk or Alexander-Arnold or Salah.
Anyway, West Ham time. Adam Creswell's in contention. David Moyes was asked last night if Creswell was injured. He confirmed he was injured for last night's defeat against Southampton. He was then asked if he'll be back in contention for Saturday. The journalist made a mistake in using the words "is in contention" for Saturday, because then David Moyes just said yes, in contention. So the journalist sort of gave Moyes a bit of an out. So he may or may not be available. But Gonzo, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I did my 11. And I almost forgot about the circumstances and had to just scribble through it, because I thought, no, I can't be having this actually. Because can we play our first 11? We played it against Southampton, got Sevilla on Thursday.
No. I'm sorry. Someone's stolen me pen. Probably you. Someone's stolen me pen. Here. So,
I've got it.
Sneaky. Really sneaky. I don't think we can play our first 11. No, I really. Sevilla's a massive game for us. We've just both given lots of reasons why Liverpool are massive favourites for this game. I'm not saying we throw the game. Hopefully, we can come up with a tactical plan. We can keep the game tight and try and get a point or something like that. But I think we have to try and make sure some players are not just fit for Sevilla but fresh. So I'd make some changes for this one.
I don't even know what to do. I'm literally trying to do my hypothetical 11. I'm like, see, I don't even know what to do, Gonzo, because I'm right. I don't want to play Kurt Zuma, so let's keep him out. And then I'm like, well, I've got nobody else. Automatically write down Aaron Creswell. I'm putting a line through that. I don't want to see Aaron Creswell. If he's an injury doubt, protect him in cotton wool. We need him for Thursday night. And it's just like, we don't have any bloody players. Welcome. Fabianski in goal for you?
Yeah, I don't even need a pen. We haven't got any players. Yeah. Why not? Let's put Fabianski in goal. At least gets him warmed up ahead of the Sevilla game, which undoubtedly he's going to play in. It's a worry, it's not a worry. It's disappointing that Harrison Ashby is not fit, because he'd be in this game for me. He would be playing in this game. That being said, Johnson is not tired. Johnson had a month or two off, so Johnson can play these next 4 or 5 games in a row. It's not a problem at all, and he would be my choice at right back.
Okay, so right back would insinuate a back four for this one then from you?
Yeah, I think so, because I think you've got to try and shoehorn some other players in there that aren't Well, you're gonna see what I'm gonna do in just a minute. But I think we need to try and get some other players in. Those players that you might normally chuck in, like Masuaku or whatever, are not available as well. We have to think a little bit differently on this one, I'm afraid. So I'll tell you my back four, and I'm just making it up because I haven't got a pen. And it's going to be Johnson. I'm going to play Diop next to Zuma, and actually would play Elise there at left back for this one, just to get in some practice. Can play on that side. There's a actually no. Do you know what? It is difficult. Because I want to put a left winger in. So I don't want to play with a wing back. So I'm gonna makes it really weak down the left side. Hey, look, I'm gonna go for it. Disagree, agree, whatever. This is my team. I'm making it up as I go along. At least say left back.
Okay, I've got mine now. I think I'm okay with this one. Dawson, Diop, and Elise in a back three. That's what I would go for. I don't want to see Kurt Zuma risked. He's gone down. He didn't go down against Southampton, but he's certainly gone down in a couple of games prior to that. And I get worried every time he does. He does have a poor injury record as well. We need him fit for Sevilla, so I'd keep him out. And I'd also keep out Aaron Cresswell as well. You know, he wasn't fit enough for Southampton. Let's not risk him at Anfield. We do not need to risk him at Anfield for this one. He needs to be fit for Sevilla. Them two, essentially, I guess what I'm trying to do is work out my first names on the team sheet for Sevilla and then almost eliminate them from inclusion for this one. However, I do agree with you with Ben Johnson, and I've got him in my right wing back position because I think this is the formation we're going to stick with for the next few games. So I'd almost like to see us stick with it and get one or two players used to their new roles. And one of those is Ben Johnson. I think defensively he's very, very sound, very solid. Going forward is where his problem is in the final third. But I think against Liverpool, with the greatest of respect, we ain't going to get in the final third very often. So you could play devil's advocate. I could play it myself and say, well, surely then you need to capitalise on that and have Johnson putting in good deliveries. But I'd rather just have a really good defender at right wing back and try and keep a clean sheet, I guess. So that's Ben Johnson goes in for me. And I'm going to keep Fornals as left wing back, Gonzo, because he's got to get used to this new role. He has to. If he's going to be a left wing back, fine. But let's get him used to it. Also, he usually plays well against Liverpool, does Fornals. I remember the game we beat him 3-2 at our place. He had a good game, scored a goal as well. We saw his sort of trying to create things from a deep position against Southampton. And I think against Liverpool, there's a bit more space behind the defence in order to do that. So if he's trying those passes, getting him in a deeper position where he's got a bit more time, a bit more space, gets an extra touch on the ball. So yeah, I'd go with a back five. You found a pen. Have you done the rest of your team?
Yeah, I've changed it. It's all changed.
Change. Right, give me the rest. Just go. Sorry, just go start whole 11. Give me a whole 11.
Okay, back three. Johnson, Diop, Zuma, Elise, Fornals. Midfield of Rice and Forson. Lanzini attacking midfield. Bowen and Perkins up front.
Who's next to Rice, sorry?
Forson.
Crikey, that's a big call.
It is a big call. Little player, full of energy, full of beans. Every time I've seen him, is just energy. We need some energy in the team. I've seen more of him than I've seen of Chester's. I really like him. He's like a little fast but crap version of Edgar Davids. I'm not saying he's crap, by the way. Edgar Davids was quite a player, but I would put him in. I'd put him in central midfield. I really would for this one. I'd take it. Nobles. I wouldn't even put Noble in this game anyway because I think it's just so fast. Liverpool so fast it bypass him. That's what I'd play there because I think he's quick. Got pace in the team for this one.
I'm not too dissimilar teams in the end then, because I've got Rice next to Alex Kral. I know people say, well, Moyes will never play, and this is about what I think Moyes will do. This is what I want to see. I want to see somebody in there next to Declan Rice, have Kral sitting so Rice can do the energetic runs between the boxes and stuff. I don't want to see Souček play, and he's out of form, needs a rest. I see no reason to play Thomas Souček in this one. Then further up the pitch, I've gone for Lanzini, Bowen, and Okoflex. I get why you've done Perkins. I've gone for Okoflex. You know, he's scoring goals on the 23s. Let's give him a chance. Playing on the left means he's up against Alexander-Arnold, so he's going to have a hell of a lot to do defensively. But I think having Pablo Fornals behind him on that side is probably the best case scenario for him. You'll have somebody that can help him out a little bit. It does weaken our left side though, because it means Elise is up against Salah, which is a big ask. But throw him in at the deep end. We threw Ben Johnson in the deep end away to Manchester City, remember, at left back, and he did fine. Yeah. I'd like to see one or two youngsters given the chance. Sevilla is priority over this game for me and for you as well, I guess, going by our 11s. But Antonio cannot play in this game. He's the one that needs to be taken out. I wouldn't even have him in Liverpool. Just leave him behind in London and get him ready for Thursday.
Yeah, banned from Liverpool.
Banned from Liverpool.
If he even hears a Scouse dialect, he'll be fined 2 weeks' wages. He's not even allowed to watch Brookside when he's at home in London. Put it this way, there's probably no Brookside anymore, is there? I don't know. It's been a long time since I watched anything like that. Gio, I've got to say, this is all about Sevilla. It really is. This is about us getting through unscathed. And I'm sorry to say that, and it may well seem like a low expectation thing to do, but we are in a weird scenario here. We're in a very un-West Ham-like scenario, which is we've just had a cup tie. We're still slogging it out in the higher places in the Premier League, and we're in European competition. But, and here's the but here, we have been in those places before. Last season at Upton Park, we were in and around 4th, 5th, those sort of places, right? This is where we are this season. You know what? Last season, there we were again in the Premier League, in and around 4th and 5th and stuff like that. That's not what's new to us. We're not going to, hopefully, the way the club is going, and we're going to be a top half team for the foreseeable future. So they will come again. There'll be other times when we're in 5th or 6th. What doesn't happen very often is this knockout round in the Europos Cup or whatever it's called, particularly against a prestigious team like Sevilla. So I'm sorry to say this. I don't want to throw the game. I really hope that they find some way through, and someone like Perkins or something scores the winner, and we just we cause an upset. But it's hard to really think of anything else other than that, really, mate.
Yeah, let's be honest. We could field our first 11 at Anfield and still lose. Yeah, it's very unlikely we lose. It's very likely we lose, even if we put out our first team. Bear in mind, we just saw them against Southampton and struggled against their second string team. Liverpool completely rested up against Norwich in their FA Cup game. There's no Salah, there's no Mane, no Alexander-Arnold, no Robertson. Yes, they've got the Champions League game coming up, but they're in a commanding position for that. They can afford to take the West Ham games serious, back-to-back home games for them as well. There's no reason why they won't go full strength against us and go for it. They have to. They've got the Premier League to go for. The difference between us and Liverpool in the league, Liverpool can't afford any slip-ups. I don't know how many games they've got left. I think they've maybe got 13 games left in the league this season. Liverpool, maybe not quite that many, 12, 11, whatever. They probably need to win all but one or two of those to win the title. Yeah. We don't need to win that many. While, yes, we're probably staring at a defeat if we field the team that we want to field. Tottenham will also lose games between now and the end of the season. Wolves will also lose a couple of games between now and the end of the season. There's other opportunities to make up the points that we're going to lose against Liverpool. What there isn't opportunities to do is to play Sevilla. You get to play them twice, one at home, one away, and winner goes through to the next round. It's as simple as that. What's the point of qualifying for? What's the point of spending 38 games last season to qualify for European football, do the group stage? And when we play the group stage, we have lost points in the league. Brentford at home is a prime example as a result of the Europa League group stage. And then you get to the knockouts, you get to the last 16, you go, oh, well, you know what? We'll put out the first team against Liverpool and we'll rotate against Sevilla. There's no point. Sevilla must be priority. It has to be. Saying all that, yeah, you can't.
No, but I'll tell you what, though. Here's the thing. Because, look, normally when you ask the questions, score prediction, are you confident? But this is not a normal game. We might find out something. If we choose your team or my team, we might find out something. We might find out that Elise's pretty damn good as a left-sided centre-half in a 3, and it'll give Moyes an option. You might find out that Oko Flex is an option there. So actually, when you're looking at Ben Rama and Vlasic and thinking, these guys ain't going to do it if I bring them on the bench, he might just give himself one additional squad member for the rest of the season that he didn't think he had. That's the prize on offer here. And actually, that could make the real difference for us for the rest of the season. If he had one more player that he could call on, I think, actually, this guy's pretty good. Well, I'll tell you what, how you find out. You find out at Anfield, where there's going to be the crowd are going to be raucous, where that team are going to be sizzling. And you come out of there, even if you lose, and you think one of those youngsters has played really well, think, okay, maybe he can play against Aston Villa. And that's where the good thing is. So am I even confident that will happen? No, because I don't think he'll play any of them. But he can't, let's be fair, he can't play Yarmolenko for obvious reasons. He'd be mad to play Antonio. He can't really play Cresswell. Again, Masuaku's not there. He might have to do something. Oh, what's he going to do? The same old, same old. I think I know what he's going to do, and he will throw Vlasic and Benrahma in there, and we learn nothing by doing it. Nothing.
I think he'll start, Antonio. I think he will. I think he'll. That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about this game, not for the result. I think all the pressure's on Liverpool. But if the pressure's completely off us, regardless of the starting 11, I think if anything, you chuck a couple of youngsters in there, all it does is remove any pressure on West Ham. People look and go, all right, they're prioritising Europa League. All on you, Liverpool. But like us last night, Southampton were favourites. When the teams come out, the odds on West Ham came down by the bookies. The bookies looked at, oh, bloody hell. This is a bit more even than we expected. So I think you put the youngsters in, you put all the pressure on Liverpool a little bit. You take the pressure off our starting 11. But I'm actually worried we will see Antonio play 90 minutes and that we will see Jared Bowen play 90 minutes and Krez will play, even if he's half fit, he will be put in there as well. We might see Benrahma and Vlasic, but again, I'm just not very confident. I am worried for this game. Not as in we're playing Liverpool or we're going to lose. More, I'm worried that it's going to have an impact on Sevilla on Thursday, this match, and not in a good way, and in terms of fatigue as well. Can I get any final words from yourself, as well as your score prediction, please?
I've been putting it off, haven't I, really? What's that over there?
Your pen is the one you couldn't find earlier.
Yeah, I've got to go and find my pen. I'll leave the score prediction.
Your neuroscience.
I don't know. Look, I come on, Moisey. Chuck someone in there for us. Because it's going to be a hard watch. All right? It's going to be a hard watch for us fans. It's going to be a hard watch on telly. Bloody poor old sods that are going to have to go up there. It's not going to be easy because the fans are going to be loud as well at Anfield. Our fans are going to be loud at Anfield, by the way. Let's give them something to get behind. Chuck a youngster on there, Moisey. Go on. Do us all a favour. The bigger game, Sevilla, we've discussed it. I think it's going to be Liverpool 3, West Ham 1.
I'll say Liverpool 2, West Ham 0. And just to emphasise, I think it'll be a comfortable 2-0 for Liverpool as well. I'd imagine, I remember when we went up a couple of years ago, we went to Liverpool. I think it was Anfield. And we lost by a goal. And Moyes basically said, it's a good result. And it was, because every other team in the relegation battle lost by more than one goal that weekend. I think we're going to have a similar mentality, which is if we can get away with a 1-0 defeat, I'll be okay with that to some extent, as long as my players are fine for Thursday. And obviously Klopp would be okay with that as well, because then he gains on Man City and puts pressure on them going into the Manchester derby on Sunday. Not expecting much. Bet your hand off for a point right now, but what a point it would be if we somehow managed to scrape something from Anfield. So there you have it. There's our preview. It's our honest opinions anyway. If you enjoyed it, drop a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. It's 5:30 kickoff on Saturday evening, which means at 4:25 we will be live right here. So 4:25. Come along on Saturday. We'll take a look at the Liverpool team, the West Ham team. We'll have a little discussion, do a little bet giveaway, and get very interactive with the live chat too. So 4:25 on Saturday. We'll see you then. Myself and Gonzo, catch you in a bit.